And Brian, our thanks to you as always.
Hi, everyone. George.
Yo, that I did not know. What the hell? Stephen Hawking pictured on Jeffrey Epstein's sex slave Caribbean island? Renowned British theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking enjoys a barbecue on Jeffrey Epstein's Caribbean island, Little St. James, while attending a conference on gravity organized for 21 of the world's top physicists by Epstein's Foundation on Neighboring. Dude, what? Hawking had a thick 8 and laid mad pipe, it is known. Chatter, you will not see the pearly gates. You are going straight to hell, man. I didn't know this. I didn't know that this is old news, apparently. Yeah, dude, his wife divorced him for cheating with his aide. Yeah, I thought that was a bit. Like, I thought Nick Mullen was lying about that. Ghislaine Maxwell breaks silence via attorney. It's all about men abusing women for a long period of time, and it's only one person in jail, a woman. Yeah, the other person in jail is dead. Dude, I love how everyone's a liberal. Bro, she's using, like, liberal idpol to be like, guys, I know I facilitated in the sex trafficking of minors, but guess what? I was being a real girl boss while I was doing it. I know I was his entry point into elite society and elite circles, okay, as the daughter of a former Mossad OSS agent who died under mysterious circumstances after bankrupting his newspaper. It's crazy that she's hitting the I'm a girl boss and that's why they won't let me thrive angle. God damn. Unredacted Epstein documents. Ghislaine Maxwell says Clinton never had a meal on Epstein's island. She's asked about her relationship with Doug Bann, who worked for Clinton. Another example, defendant refused to answer questions about her knowledge that Johanna Schoberg was hired to work for Epstein and provided massages. The police report Johanna admitted that Maxwell recruited her to work for Epstein. Do you know what task Johanna was hired to perform? She was tasked to answer telephones. Did you ever ask her to rub Jeffrey's feet? I believe that I have read that, but I don't have any memory of it. Elon's going to be on there and he's going to shut down Twitter. No, not Elon, but Elon's brother is. For those of you who don't know, Kimball Musk is a Jeffrey Epstein associate, a known Jeffrey Epstein associate. But yeah, his brother literally was like dating one of Jeffrey Epstein's girls, as a matter of fact, and frequently spent time in Jeffrey Epstein's New York mansion. Yes, Elon Musk's brother, Kimball Musk. Did you ever tell Joanna that she would get extra money if she provided Jeffrey massages? I was always happy to give career advice to people. Career advice. Nice. Jesus Christ. And I think that becoming somebody in the healthcare profession, either exercise instructor, nutritionist, or professional massage therapist, is an excellent job opportunity. Hourly wages are around $7, $8, $9. And as a professional healthcare provider, you can earn somewhere between, as we have established, 100, 200, and be able to travel and have a job that pays a wonderful job opportunity. So in the context of advising people for opportunities to work, it is possible that I would have said that she should explore that as an option. What, rubbing Jeffrey Epstein's feet? But of course, contextually. Dude, contextually in the job opportunity field. Dude, everyone who's a Jeffrey Epstein associate, when asked questions, responds in the funniest ways possible. It's like Prince Andrew being like, no, actually, I'm incapable of sweating. Famously, it's impossible for me to sweat. I have a disease specifically that renders it impossible for me to sweat. Famously. All right, CNN is covering the files.
But this is all, part of this law. News organizations and, just other information that has come out over the 20 years that Epstein has been alleged to have been involved in this sex trafficking operation. So we're starting to see some of these names come out. And Virginia Giuffre has been very public about her allegations, accusing prominent politicians of having been forced to have sex with them, as well as her allegations against Prince Andrew. She had reached a settlement with the prince where he's agreed to make a sizable donation. So we're going to go through these documents to see if we're learning any new names or new allegations. But a lot of this information has already been public, and that is why the judge has agreed to unseal it.
We'll see what happens. Kara Scannell, thank you very much.
Every single one of Jeffrey Epstein's associates has defended themselves in the weirdest ways possible, from the classic Alan Dershowitz, I always had my underwear on defense. Oh, God, CNN skipped it already. What the hell?
I think the genie now is out of the bottle. They may have tried to do something. There'd be an argument that
what
they could make. This could cause them a lot of security.
Bro, one of the confidential depositions that were unredacted shows Johanna Schoberg, who told a previous story about Prince Andrew putting a puppet hand on Jeffrey's breast. At one point, Ghislaine told me to come upstairs, and we went into a closet and pulled out the puppet, the caricature of Prince Andrew, and brought it down. And there was a little tag on the puppet that said Prince Andrew on it. And that's when I knew who he was. And I did what did the puppet look like? It looked like him. And she brought it down and presented it to him. And that was a great joke because apparently it was a production from a show on BBC. And they decided to take a picture with it in which Virginia and Andrew sat on the couch. They put the puppets on Virginia's lap. And I sat on Andrew's lap. And they put the puppet's hand on Virginia's breast. And Andrew put his hand on my breast. And they took a photo. Do you remember who took the photo? I don't recall. Did you ever see the photo after it was taken? I did not. That's the puppet. Oh, God, it's so gross, dude.
The producers of Spitting Image have very kindly offered me a chance to speak directly to you, the public. Come down, they said. Sit right there in that chair, they said, and hold your head just like this.
Oh, this is 943 pages. I think this is everything. From what? Gmax Lmax to Philip Bart and Ross Gow, the Terramar Project. Oh, Gmax is Ghislaine's email account. I'm out of my depth to understanding defamation and other legal hazards and don't want to end up in a lawsuit aimed at me from anyone if I can't help it. Apparently even saying Virginia is a liar has hazard. I've never been in a suit, criminal or civil, and wanted to stay that way, said Ghislaine Maxwell on Saturday, January 10th, 2015. Oops, now you're in prison. Dude, I want to know, okay, let's get it twisted. One such powerful individual that Epstein forced the then minor Jane Doe to have sexual relations was with former Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz, a close friend of Jeffrey and well-known criminal defense attorney, well-known for also defending in the future the state of Israel. Alan Dershowitz, also known as the Dersh. 48 mentions of Alan. Goddamn. Epstein required Jane Doe 3 to have sexual relations with Dershowitz on numerous occasions while she was a minor, not only in Florida, but also on private planes in New York, New Mexico. Is this the real court document, man? Epstein required Jane Doe 3 to have sexual relations with Dershowitz on numerous occasions while she was a minor, not only in Florida, but also on private planes in New York, New Mexico, and U.S. Virgin Islands. In addition to being participant in the abuse of Jane Doe 3 and other minors, Dershowitz was an eyewitness to the sexual abuse of many other minors by Epstein and several of Epstein's co-conspirators. Dershowitz would later play a significant role in negotiating the MPA on Epstein's behalf. Indeed, Dershowitz helped negotiate an agreement that provided immunity from federal prosecution in the Southern District of Florida, not only to Epstein, but also to any potential co-conspirators of Epstein. This is a key fact, by the way. This is very important. The prosecutor, the federal prosecutor in the state of Florida at the time that gave him that sweetheart plea deal said, his name was Alex Acosta. You might recognize him from the Donald Trump administration because Donald Trump made Alexander Acosta his labor secretary. However, at the time, Alex Acosta had specifically stated that the order came from above. Go to page 207 on the document. Wild? Why? What's going on? I was living in secret about what I was doing during the massages, and I did not want my friends to know what I was doing, so I did not want anyone else coming into that. Was Bill Clinton a friend of Jeffrey Epstein? Objection Foundation, says Ms. Menninger by Ms. Cawley. Let me back up. Do you know if Bill Clinton was a friend of Jeffrey Epstein? I knew he had dealings with Bill Clinton. I did not know they were friends until I read the Vanity Fair article about them going to Africa together. Did Jeffrey ever talk to you about Bill Clinton? He said one time that Clinton likes them young, referring to girls. Did you ever recall taking a trip to Jeffrey Epstein's home in New Mexico? That's where the Clintons used to go to, by the way, all the time. That's the crazy ranch that the Clintons would frequently go to. And do you recall who went on that trip with? Sarah Kellen was there. Ghislaine was there. That's all I recall. Do you recall why you went on the trip to New Mexico to work, to perform massage on that trip? Yes. Do you recall whether you performed massages with Sarah Kellen on that trip? No. Do you recall in the New Mexico home ever observing nude photos of females there? I don't recall. When you would provide massages, would you provide those massages naked? On occasion. On average, would you be naked if it was 100% of the time or the 50% of the time? Can you repeat it? Sure. When you're performing the massage, can you tell me, you said on occasion, over the 5 years that you worked for him, how often did you perform massages naked? Somewhere between 25 to 50% of the time. Did Epstein try to make the massage sexual? On occasion. Would Epstein have you rub his nipples? Yes. Would he masturbate during the massages? Yes. Did he use sex toys or vibrators on you? Yes. Would he leave the sex toys or vibrators out after massage, or would he clean them up after himself? Objection. Vague. Form. He did not ever clean up. Do you believe that your experience during the years you were with Jeffrey and Maxwell damaged you? Objection. Leading. Form. It affected me. Damaged is a strong word. Oh, this is, wait, whoa. Is this the OG? Is this the OG? Okay, we'll get back to 209 in a second. Did you train Virginia how to recruit girls to perform sexual massages? Wait, hold up. Let me see what Trump is up to in here. Whoa, just a casino. And do you recall where you flew when you traveled that first time with Jeffrey Epstein? We left from Palm Beach and landed in Atlantic City for a few hours because there was a storm in New York, then got back on the plane and landed in Teterboro. And you say you recall landing in Atlantic City. Did you go into Atlantic City? Yes, we went to one of Trump's casinos. Did you actually go into the casino itself? Do you recall Virginia at the time, Virginia Roberts being present with you? Yes. Do you recall if she was went into the casino. She was underage. Dude, I'm sorry, but that's like funny in a very tragic and very dark way that like she can't go into the casino, but also is